Hey, what's going on, Big Brother Canada fans? My name is Chris, and welcome to the Screen This Big Brother Canada Season 4, Episode 4 recap, brought to you by Morty's TV. Head on over to mortystv.com/bbcanada for live feed updates, and there's even a chat room where you can chat it up with a bunch of other Big Brother Canada fans. Alright, everyone, so the episode kicks off with the end of the nomination ceremony. Loveita, of course, is upset, saying that Jared did it for Kelsey. Duh. There's no other reason why he would do it. And Shari doesn't like being put up because Jared's reason was guilty by association, with Loveita, of course. But really, there's nothing really to be upset about that. I know it sucks, but at the same time, it's like, you're friends with her, and I need someone to put up on the block, so I might as well put the both of you up. That's just what makes sense to me, right? But, to others, it doesn't, especially when you're on the block. So, it's still early in the week in terms of when the nominations went down, but Kelsey did say that she wants Loveita gone. But, again, this is the game of Big Brother. That could change in a matter of minutes. Kelsey, Raul, and Jared are working closely together, which is kind of our first real alliance, if you want to call it. I mean, there's no name or anything behind it, but, this is the 4th episode, and in the first 3 episodes, there hasn't been any clear alliance out there. Like, it's, everyone's kind of like buddy-buddy. There's one side of the house that's kind of buddy-buddy, and then there's another side of the house, but there hasn't really been an alliance. So today was like the first time where we actually got to see, someone actually call it out and say, like, we're working together, we're an alliance. They also have Cassandra and the brothers, Nick and Phil, working with them. Now Loveita is crying. You think there's no consequences when you put people on the block. It's definitely the drama in her. But she said that if she wins the veto, she will use it on Shari, which to me makes absolutely no sense. She's a joke, but you know what? This keeps getting better, everyone. Loveita says that she doesn't want to be in the house anymore, and then she said that Big Brother is a very sneaky game. Have you not watched, at least a couple episodes before you even applied? Did someone just say, hey, Loveita, I think you'd be great on this show. I know you don't watch it. I know you don't know anything about it, but I think you should still apply. I thought at this point it couldn't get any better, but it did. And when Shari said that she hopes they win that one of them wins the veto, that they can backdoor someone. You don't get to choose who the replacement nominee is, right? I mean, I get what she's saying, but at the same time, it's like, Jared's probably just going to go put up Maddie, who is also working closely with you, so you're still going to lose an ally. It just doesn't make any sense. Now, there's more drama in the house. Jared is calling out Dallas, because he knows who 3 of the 4 people that voted to evict Kelsey, and they just want him to be open and honest, and Dallas finally confesses. He was saying, no, I don't know what you guys are talking about, I didn't, and then he finally confessed. And you know what? That's not good. You either just take it the whole way, you just keep denying it, or at the very beginning you say, yeah, you know what, I did it. But to be like, no, and then 30 seconds later to say, okay, I did it, I'm sorry, that does not work out in your favor. So, the house guests that will be competing for the Power of Veto competition will be Jared, Loveita, Shari, Christine, Phil, and Mitch. The house guests are so bored that they played some hide and go seek, and Dallas farted in a jar. Yeah, you heard that correctly. Dallas farted in a jar, and he made Cassandra open the jar and take a whiff. I mean, he didn't tell her to take a whiff, but it's just natural, right? Like, you just open up the jar and you take a whiff. And then Dallas gave Nikki a foot massage. I mean, that's what the house guests are doing right now. And I don't know. Maybe I've said this numerous times. My memory is not very good, but I felt that previous seasons early on, there's a lot going on. I don't find it for people to be like really bored and not knowing what to do, but again, I could be totally wrong. Anyway, it's time for the veto competition. It's called Flip It to Win, and it's brought to you by The Brick. So basically there are 3 doors that the house guests need to open, but there are keys all over the backyard, and of course only 3 keys will open the 3 doors. So it really is a crapshoot. It's complete luck. And of course the 3 house guests that don't open the door will be eliminated from the competition. Christine is first to open one of the doors, followed by Levita and Mitch. Now in the final round, the 3 house guests will now have to answer some questions. The first house guest to get 5 correct will win the power of veto. And basically these questions, I mean, what I forgot to mention was that the host of this competition was that guy that you always see in the Brick commercials. And basically there are things around the backyard, and the host, I forgot his name, but he would ask questions about these items in the house, and then the house guests could either answer right away, or they'd have to go back and take a look to like count things or see who's in the picture or whatever, right? So anyway, the power of veto winner is Christine. It was a heated battle between Christine and Levita. It was crazy. It was 4-4 at one point, and then Christine got the last question right. Now, something's a little fishy here. Big Brother calls the house guests into the living room, and Big Brother says that while Tim and Nikki have been safe this week, they are allowed to vote. Are you serious right now? If they weren't allowed to compete in the HOH, they weren't allowed to compete in the POV, and they get to vote, and they're safe for the week, and they get to vote? I mean, come on. Like, you know what? Something tells me that there hasn't been, too much going on so far this season, that Big Brother wanted to make something up to make things a little more interesting. I mean, we're used to it, but this one was really fishy. Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. It's almost like they thought, okay, Levita's probably going to go home, but, maybe if Tim and Nikki get together and they start talking to the other house guests, that Shari will go home. Because, like I said, I think it was on, when Jared won HOH back last week, on Thursday, I said that this week was going to be pretty predictable, right? Obviously, as long as the nomination stayed the same after the veto competition, which we're about to find out if it stayed the same or not in a bit. Shari and Levita are pleading their case to Christine, and Christine is wondering if she should use the veto, of course. Now, Kelsey asks Jared who he would put up in case Christine uses the veto. He says no to Maddie and no to Ramsey, but yes to Dallas based off of what happened earlier. No real surprise there. Makes sense, right? Jared talks to Christine, and they don't actually talk about her using the veto, but rather what Dallas did to them. But they went on and on about Dallas to Christine, so it's like, if you guys hate him so much, why don't you just tell Christine to use the veto and then just backdoor Dallas? Like, I don't get the whole point of just complaining, and then telling Christine not to do anything with the veto. Or it's like, go cut a deal before you tell Christine that you're going to ask her to use the veto, then you can go cut a deal with Levita or Shari to try to get something else out of it, even though you've already told Christine to use it. At least you get something out of it, right? But again, is there anyone that smart in the house right now? I don't think so. Unfortunately, Christine did not use the veto, so the nominations will stay the same. Her comment was a bit rough, though, as she said that both Levita and Shari earned their spot, and she doesn't want to disrupt it. So before the episode ends, Shari, again, I don't understand Shari. I don't know if she knows how to play this game or not, or how it actually works. But Shari took offense to that comment and said that she's going to campaign to stay so that she can go after Christine. Yes, Christine's the big threat in the house. You gotta be freaking kidding me. That wraps up episode 4, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my recap. Make sure to follow me on SoundCloud, subscribe on YouTube, and you can get all the information, links, whatnot, at my website, www.screenthis.ca. I even have a newsletter so that you can actually just sign up for the newsletter and you'll get an email in your inbox reminding you of all the sweet stuff that's being updated on my website daily. Alright, thanks for listening everyone. My name is Chris and I'm out.